Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rebecca, but you might know me as Alchemic Fantasy from Instagram or TikTok. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. It's so nice to have you here. Let me know if you're new here or if you've been here before and how you found me. And as always, feel free to say hi in the comments section and let me know a little bit about yourself. I finished this piece a little while ago, just before Halloween, so around September, back when Beetlejuice was first coming out in cinemas. I designed this piece before I saw Beetlejuice because I was really excited to go to the cinema with my friends and see it. So it is supposed to be Winona Ryder, but because I had just seen Beetlejuice at the time, I think Jenna Ortega really came in and you can really see her in the piece as well, so that's not something I did on purpose, but it's something I can see myself when I look at the piece. I don't tend to go to the cinema very often, so I was really excited to go, especially because I had like a big group of my friends with me. The last thing I saw in the cinema would have been Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw it twice. I saw it with my friends and my partner. It's definitely one of those movies with a lot of rewatchability because the second time was just as good, if not better, than the first time I watched it. Just thinking now, it's like, maybe I should draw shirtless Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, just because I can. Growing up, I really liked a lot of Tim Burton's movies and Henry Selick's, the kind of creepy vibes that they give off, like Coraline, The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Corpse Bride, those kind of movies. Like, I adored them. I love a little bit of spookiness. I think they were just the perfect amount of it. But honestly, Beetlejuice was never really one of the movies that I watched all that often. I think I might have watched it maybe once or twice. I'm not really sure why that is. It's probably just because I didn't have it on DVD, and most of the time I'd watch it whenever it was on the telly, if that makes sense. Sometimes I'd watch it if I was over at friends or my aunt's house or something like that, like it'd pop on, but it wasn't something that I ever went out of my way to watch. But I will say that I much prefer the second movie. I do like the first movie. There's a few bits in it that I was like rewatching it to be honest. But yeah, it's good. It's a good movie and I really enjoyed the second movie. I enjoyed it a lot better. But it has been shot at a very different time, so I get that as well. One of the main things that I always remember in Beetlejuice is the little graveyard that's up in their attic, mainly because my dad actually has a little graveyard in our attic because he loves railways and like little model train sets and stuff. So he actually has like a graveyard upstairs with a church and everything, so I always thought it'd be like really cool if we maybe got a little model or something of Beetlejuice coming up out of the ground. I think it's going to be a movie that I'll definitely watch during spooky season in the future. It's currently January now, so it's kind of past that point, but next year it's definitely something that I'll watch along with Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town, all that fun stuff. Since I moved a little over a year ago, I haven't actually sorted out a good place for me to do my traditional artwork. It's something that I need to work on, honestly. In this video, I was working in my bedroom on this little black table that I have, but it's very wobbly and I feel like you can see it in some parts of the video as much as I tried not to. It's really hard to like draw and colour and stuff without kneeling on the table that you're using. So yeah, that's why it's kind of zoomed in at certain points, but I think it's okay. The next piece that I'm doing is Tress of the Emerald Sea, and I'm doing that in the sunroom to see if the lighting's a little bit better, if it works, if I'm more comfortable down there, especially coming into summer. I'm still using the same table though, so hopefully I figure out something to help with that. This piece was done with Ohuhu markers and Prismacolor colouring pencils. I used Coal Erase colouring pencils to sketch out the piece, and then I used regular Prismacolors to just go over the line work so that it wasn't going to, you know, smudge or disappear when I needed it. To colour it in, I first blocked down the colour with my Ohuhu markers. I often use the broad tip if I have one. A lot of them do, a lot of them don't, depending on which ones I got, because the first Ohuhu that I bought, I got the fine point, which is great too, but I do really like having the broad point just for larger spaces. The best way that I tend to shade with my markers is to go over the same place over and over again, and this gives a nice shading, kind of gradual look to the colour rather than just a block. Then I choose other markers that I have to see which will complement them and really bring out the piece and make the colours look as good as they can. I will say as well that with Ohuhu markers, it often doesn't stay as dark as when you first put it down. It can slightly lighten. So yeah, just before you do your piece, just mess around with them a little bit, see how you like it. I would definitely practice shading with them for a little bit. Honestly, it's a lot of fun to do anyway, so why not? For highlight, I use my white Prismacolor, which I really recommend for highlights and like brightening up pieces. It's also really good for blending, I find. I also use my white Posca pen, which is really helpful, and I tend to smudge it using my finger depending on how much shine I'd like, because in some cases it's really nice to give as much shine as you can, for example on the eye, but on other things like hair or even on the snake here, you can see that it's a little less prominent in the piece. Yesterday I was scrolling through my iPad and all the old artworks that I had on it, and one of them was Vin and Kelsier from the book Mistborn, and honestly it's about 2 years old, but I still think I'm going to upload it here. I'm going to go over it a little bit because, you know, I don't think my style has changed all that much in 2 years, but there's a lot of things that I would do differently in the shading and kind of rendering, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time rendering it up, and then I'm going to pop it up here, and hopefully people that like Mistborn will say hi, because it's one of my favourite books of all time. That Stormlight Archive, I'm crazy about it, so yeah, I'm probably going to do a Stormlight Archive piece soon as well. Currently rereading the 4th book before I go on to the 5th book, and it's just taking a lot of time, but honestly I don't feel that rushed to get through Wind and Truth, because once it's done and it's the last of the arc. So I know it's gonna hurt because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the end of a lot of the characters that I love, at least the end of their story, which will be nice to see where they all end up, and hopefully it's all good. But it's, you know, saying goodbye to like characters that you love is always hard, and it's hard to know as well where Brandon Sanderson is going to go with a lot of it, which is quite scary, and I'm scared for a lot of the characters that I love as well. That's the thing about really good writing, you could have an idea of how it's going to go, but you really can't guess, especially with Brandon Sanderson. You could really think that you know what's happening, and then at the last second he'll just completely switch it up on you, so yeah. We'll see. Lately I feel like I have the opposite problem than what I usually do. Instead of dealing with art block, I actually have like so many ideas that I can't wait to do. It's just hard to find the time, honestly, and it's one of those things as well that it's hard for me to decide which one that I'm going to work on when I sit down, especially because I want to work with a lot of different mediums lately. Last week I got a canvas and paint, and I'm going to do something really fun with that. I can't wait. One of the pieces that I'm going to be doing is a gift for somebody very important to me, and I'm not going to say anything about who or what, just in case they watch this video. But yeah, I'm very excited. And I'm going to start doing like a lot of commissions as well for my friends, so that's going to be really interesting too, and haven't quite decided if I'm going to be doing most of that on digital or physical. We'll see. I'm really excited anyway to see what I end up doing. But yeah, it's something that I'm probably going to talk to them about and see what they'd prefer. If you're still here at this part of the video, thank you so much. I cannot say thank you enough. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. Maybe like and subscribe if you don't mind, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye!